Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Toyota AFL Indigenous and Multicultural Academy matchup here live from La Trobe University in Bundoora. A bit of Thursday night footy under lights. Pleasure to be joined alongside you this evening here at La Trobe. The two academies have been in Melbourne since about Tuesday, Wednesday, with a few training sessions, getting to know each other, the very best of the best, all across the country for the Indigenous and Multicultural Academy. Multicultural are in the black Guernseys, and we've got the Indigenous in the blue Guernseys. A little bit tough to tell. As a big pack of players emerges, just trying to rip this one out of the pack. Umpire might be forced to intervene. So a few of these players also represented the Futures game on the weekend, which was the precursor to the AFL Grand Final. So there are plenty of... both teams are just stacked with talent. We'll look to move this one forward on the outer side here at La Trobe University. Just trying to garner possession. Quick little snap. Looks as though they're trying to repel the defensive 50. Apologies. Just trying to make sure I'm getting the correct ID here. Taking a mark for the Multicultural Academy, Al-Suki. Out of the Western Jets, bouncing ball. Tough one to read. Nearly did well on ground level, trying to feed it out towards. Here's Zach Haitley out of Western Australia. Good tackle though, led by the Indigenous Academy. Caleb Murray, one of those players. And here is Rob Farmer. Western Australia was a train-on squad for their national championship campaign earlier in the year. As the ball slightly forward of centre wing. Well done on ground level there from Noah Hayden as the Indigenous Academy trying to work this one out on the outer side. First at the footy here, Jermaine Miller goes to the inboard kick. It was a dangerous one, but it works out. A little bit of a worm burner towards high half forward. Right in front of the LEDs, weaving through traffic. I believe it was Miller. They got a mark very deep in the pocket. It's an opportunity the first of the evening, right to the top of the square. It was well done in defence there from Thomas, just ensuring that ball stays locked inside. So the boys' program, as I said, got started on the Wednesday. We've been doing some training sessions here at La Trobe, doing some connection, making sure that all the players get to know each other before the big game tonight. Of course, we had the Girls Academy a few months ago on the King's birthday weekend. What a game that was as well. Multicultural Academy winning with a goal right on the siren. There's about 30 seconds left. They ended up winning by 5 points, so we're hoping for a somewhat similar result here this evening, trying to exit defensive 50 to no avail. Raphael Gesu taking the mark. Represents the Brisbane Lions Academy. Wasn't the best in their matchup against Tassie earlier in the season, and they did have a few games at Coates Talent League level. The first of the game for Raphael Gesu. Is it going to have the journey? It's been just touched on the line, but not quite ushered over. Eventually is for a minor score. So the first of the game. A minor one going the way of the Indigenous Academy. As they're trying to work it out here through Rock. Which gives the players a chance to come off a break. Of course, Hamid Singh is the coach of the Multicultural Academy. He's also the talent director up in Sydney for their Swans Academy. Joined alongside Matthew Foley, Ruben and Ali Hamad. The coaching lineup for the Multicultural Academy. Free kick going the way of the Indigenous Academy. It's going to be Keenan Boy out of the Gippsland Power. Apologies, might have been Gasu yet again. Player IDs quite tough tonight under the somewhat lights here at La Trobe. Opportunity to run into an open goal and slot the first for Caleb Murray. Lovely finish few repeat entries, some repeat pressure, able to lock that ball in there and score the first of the evening. Multicultural Academy just struggling to get their hands on the footy a touch. First 3 or 4 entries going the way of the Indigenous Academy. Make them pay for them finally. 1-1-7 they are. Multicultural yet to score. So thrown up back in the middle here at La Trobe University in Bundoora. Out of the centre clearance, just wrapped up straight away. I believe it was Corey Armu out of the Dandenong Stingrays. So they've got it slightly forward to centre wing now, do Multicultural Academy. Looking to get their first real threatening inside forward 50 entry. A couple of players just losing their footing. All the boys just up on top of each other, trying to rip it out, but a high tackle going the way the Indigenous Academy. Although well done on ground level there from Liam out of the GWV Rebels. Called his debut last year for the Rebels. Played 2 games last year, 2 this year. He's one to watch out for next year's draft class. So it looks like we've got a boundary thrown inside forward 50 here for the Multicultural Academy. Trying to nab one back. Looks as though Jess Buller out of Tasmania are going to be doing the ruck work for the Multicultural Academy inside forward 50. Just teetering with the boundary line, and then the relieving mark taken from Rob Farmer. He's had a few early disposals here for this Academy matchup. We would have liked to have that disposal back though. Just as the ball has slipped down, the umpire's blown the whistle. It's going the way of the Indigenous Academy. Well done on ground level, trying to scoop that one up there in the direction of Mustafa Dorwish. Goes to the big fly, couldn't quite hold on to it. Would have been an almighty moment there as trying to wheel around onto the right is Khalid Al-Suki. Bit of a centering ball to the top of the goal square. Still an opportunity for the Multicultural Academy. As the ball in dispute. Was trying to rip it out there. Was Al-Suki. A lot of strength shown in that contest. Just outside the goal square. Somehow got a dinky little kick and happy to usher that one over the boundary line. Will be Zachariah Young out of South Australia. What a representation for the South Australia in the recent Futures game. They had 9 players. Zane Ways and the Western Jets moving this one forward. They're just moving the football with a touch more ease at the moment are the Indigenous Academy. Kenan Boy was a laid in out of the Gippsland Power. Who's another one of those teams. Plenty representing over the weekend. Garrison Ken was one of the stars of that matchup. Handpass towards Liam. Ken's also been helping out with the world team throughout the week. There's Thomas trying to slip through. Has come off foot right in front of us here. If we could keep all the play on the broadcast side, that would be nice. Blue and black Guernseys. So blue for the Indigenous Academy, black for the Multicultural Academy. Indigenous going to the right, Multicultural off to your left. Right in front of us here at La Trobe University. Good starts. Slightly dewy conditions, but there's been a bit of rain in and out today. At the moment, it is holding out. So Corey Armu in the ruck, contesting against Zemi's Pilot, who's been a lot spoken about him throughout this year, and one to watch over the next coming years for the draft class. Zemi's Pilot out of South Australia, the number 19, the Indigenous Academy. Did kick 9 goals for the South Australia under-16 side a little while ago now. Bit of a live one. There's also an All-Australian half-forward for the under-16 class this year. Nice bit of pace. Handball now to Tavita Roden. He tried to weave through one. He got past the second. It was an interesting-looking handball. Kyle Harrison, ball in dispute, slips nicely here to Pilot. Umpire will be bringing this one back, though. It looked as though they were going to be out, but Kyle Harrison out of the Stingrays. Not wasting any time, but just a little bit of a slip from Zach Haitley. Allowing this one to go out of bounds for a boundary throw in here in the halfway point of this first term. One behind, plays 1-1-7. Indigenous Academy is going to be coached by former AFL player Chad Wingard, two-time All-Australian, as we'll get to the assistants in just a second. Tavita Rodham with another disposal here in this passage of play. Oh, big crunching. Almost a bit of friendly fire there, but the chase down tackle was beautiful. Will it be rewarded? You betcha. No, it wasn't. Apologies. Goes the big hammer, thumping fist down in the ruck contest. Inside forward 50 here for the Multicultural Academy. Down by 6 points early stages. All the boys just emerging, piling on top of each other. It's been a little bit of that to start this. As again, they go for the big thumping fist, hoping for the best. Garrison Ken, he's normally very composed with Sharon in hand. Gave it off to Harrison, who was taken straight away, and will throw it back up. Clearing kick coming out for the Indigenous Academy from Yesu. He's been lively to start. He had a shot earlier, couldn't quite convert on, but he's had plenty of the football, potentially a high tackle. Umpire says play on. Handball received to Tyrrell. As the Multicultural Academy certainly winning the territory the past few minutes or so. Just haven't been able to put any damage onto the scoreboard. Good one-on-one contest right in front of us. Rock contesting with Xavier Little. Rock won it out, gave it off to Ken. He was slammed into the grass. A few players just losing their footing. Umpire will be forced to intervene and cross the arms over to throw this one up. No ruck could get a decisive tap down. Lafar Lee doing the ruck work there for the Multicultural Academy. Good burst of pace, just couldn't quite keep the footy in. Now will the umpire say it, boundary throw it. Goes with a big hack out of the pack. Going to have to sit under this one a while for the Multicultural Academy is Hock Mariel out of the Western Jets. Going to nearly 5 marks and 11 disposals in his 12 games for the Jets throughout the year. He just can't quite get a clean look at the footy. I've had the last few entries, but I've also had just the last few repeat stoppages when it has gone down there. I've been able to get that firing shot away as of yet. Their one behind was just a rushed. Going to try to do it himself in the ruck. He'll sky that one very high towards the boundary line. And yet again, ushered over for a boundary throw-in. Well done. There from Tyrrell. It was a 2-on-1, not in favour of himself. He's done well to even it just for the moment. That is a beautiful kick under pressure. Taking the mark here, Tom Witcham out of the Giants Academy. Will be streaming past in support the man who kicked it there. I believe it was Zachariah Young. And here he is yet again out of North Adelaide, Zachariah Young. He's going to be right at the bottom of this pack. So one behind plays 1-1-7. How's that for a fantastic pick up there from Tyrrell. He's been good for the Multicultural Academy, one of the standout players, Indigenous Academy, just trying to work this one out of their defensive 50. Archie Devine just lost his footing for a slight second. Almost a bit of a throw, but still got to play it down. It is Devine, so we'll have to stop playing just momentarily here. Archie Devine. Of the Multicultural Academy, so hopefully all the best there for the young man and can get him back on the ground quick, smart. So a free kick for the Multicultural Academy. Dominating territory the past 5 or 6 minutes after Indigenous Academy dominated the first little while. Trying to weave around there was Haitley. So it's going to be tossed back into play. Right on the paint of 50 here at La Trobe University. Running past the football there, Asamani. Trying to even the ledger here, first quarter of this contest. The best of the best multicultural and Indigenous talent across Australia. High tackle. It's going the way of the multicultural lads. It's going to be Zach Haitley out of South Perth. Also plays his school footy with Trinity College up there. It's a lovely kick into the pocket. Taking the mark. And lining up for goal will be Eli Kravich. Took his time to get off the grass. Was wondering if there was going to be a slight injury concern, but just taking his time as the young man, Eli Kravich. Had the opportunity to call him a couple of times. Called him in the Scotch College Herald Sun Shield final, in which they just lost to Rowville Secondary. That is a sensational set shot, though. Eli Kravich out of the Oakley Chargers and the Kew Comets. Even the ledger here for the Multicultural Academy, 1-1-7 apiece, late stages, first term. He was one of the best for Scotch College throughout the Herald Sun Shield. He had 4 goals in the semi-final, was certainly one of the standouts in that losing affair to Rowville Secondary. Also a Collingwood Next Generation Academy prospect. 3 games, 3 goals for Vic Metro throughout the year, so certainly one to watch, and one the Oakley Chargers will be very excited to see come up through the ranks. So we'll throw this one back up, right in the middle of La Trobe University here. Under the floodlights. Bursting through for the Indigenous Academy, Gasu. Big pack of players. No one could get the mark. Trying to repel now with the Multicultural Academy. Handball received towards Kobe Lamb. Didn't last long. Players just losing their footing. Dewy conditions yet again. Players asking for ball. Won't be receiving it. We'll throw it back up. Just inside forward 50 here for the Indigenous Academy. Of course, we had the Flying Boomerangs and Team World go up against each other earlier in the week, which is the under-16 equivalent. With the World team winning that contest by 9 points. It was a fantastic matchup. Of course, many of these boys played in that program last year or years prior. And opportunity now late in this first term for the Indigenous Academy to try and put another one onto the scoreboard, but the handball just going askew, just slapping that one onto the boot and popping it into the centre of the ground, taking the mark. Corey Armu has been lively for the Multicultural Academy early stages. Handball received, just putting his teammate under a little bit of pressure. Nearly running past it there was Lachlan Price. As the Indigenous Academy through Sonny Smiler was one of the representatives for the under-17 Futures match at the MCG on Saturday. Feels like a lifetime ago. Goes to the old over-the-shoulder handball. Nearly worked out there towards Tavita Road, and another one who's been in and around the footy in this first quarter. A few players just getting stripped of it. Was able to slightly get the kick away there. Kobe Lamb, not much on it. Just a bit of a feather. So 60 from home here for the Indigenous Academy. Corey Armu doing the ruck work there in the black Guernseys. He'll be up against Levi McClelland, one of the Bendigo Pioneers squad, churning out some good talent in recent years. Are the Pioneers. He was one of those players that did play for the Boomerangs last year. As I mentioned before, the under-16 equivalent. Well done with a good tap there from McClelland, but he's team that he tapped it to is under immediate pressure as the ball just pinging around at the moment, but a little bit of open space arises for the Multicultural Academy. Did well to just get the handball away there, did Lachlan Price, stopped in his tracks, somehow funneled it out, and they're going to continue to surge forward under a lot of pressure. There was Roden. In defence was Xavier Little under the Peel Thunder, saving the day there for the Indigenous Academy. As the ball slips out to the outer side, Multicultural win it yet again. They're just winning these small little one-on-ones, and the hat kick is going to work out. Khalid Al-Suki taking the mark right on the siren. who's been one of the better players for the Multicultural Academy to start this matchup. He's a Western Bulldogs Next Generation Academy prospect. Kicked 22 goals for the Western Jets this season in his 15 games. And it looks to be no score into the first quarter. 1-1-7 apiece. We'll have a short break before we come back for the second term. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to La Trobe University here in Bundoora for our Multicultural versus Indigenous Academy matchup. End of the first quarter, Multicultural Academy 1-8, leading the Indigenous Academy by a single digit. It's going to be the Multicultural in the black Guernseys going to the right of your dial, the Indigenous Academy in the blue going to the left of your dial. St. Kruger's my name. Pleasure to be joined alongside you this evening. Looks like it's going to be Armu up against Levi McClelland in the ruck. Been an entertaining duel between those two already. Tyrrell's in and around the football as he's done so throughout. He's just been trying to muster anything he can up for his side. Sonny Smiler putting the Indigenous Academy inside forward 50. Russell Clark goes for the centering ball in towards the goal square. Just gone a little bit too far and nearly stayed in, but I believe it's just going to be a minor score. And it will be Garrison Ken to bring the Sharon back into play. Called him for the Futures matchup on Saturday. What a performance it was. I think he had about the 17-18 disposals and was one of the clear standouts. The former Western Australia under-16 MVP. Classy user through left and right. So Ilan Kravich, one of our goal scorers, kicked that lovely set shot from about 45 metres out right on the boundary in that first quarter to get the Multicultural lads going. This ball eventually does slip out for a boundary throw-in. So Levi McClelland there for the Indigenous Academy, as I called him for the V-Line Cup last year. The Bendigo Pioneers, of course, the V-Line Cup just finished up last week. As the Indigenous Academy trying to murk it out towards half forward. Couldn't quite. Now with Lucas Dravitsky, one of the Western Australian lads out there this evening. It's a nice little passage of play building. Had to bring that one to ground, did Roden. He was taken in the tackle. Still was able to slip that ball out somehow. As the snap, I believe, from Al-Suki's just gone to the near side. So another minor score. Dangerous kick coming out of defence. As they will go for the switch. Alex Sassamani out of New South Wales. In the end, it was uncontested in the ruck there from McClelland. A clearing kick coming from Thomas. As that one's apparently gone out of bounds on the full. As Goalets will put the Multicultural Academy towards half forward. He's able to take the mark is Jess Buller, another one of the Tassie lads out there. It's a piercing kick inside forward 50. Fantastic ball use. Lining up for a major will be Zach Haitley. Touched on Haitley before. One of the lads out there from Western Australia plays his footy with South Perth. I think 5 goals in his 6 games for them this season, so can hit the scoreboard, can Haitley. Here for 2 in a row, but misses yet again to the near side, so a little bit of inaccuracy for both sides throughout the early stages of this contest. Indigenous Academy will bring this ball out of their defence. That might have just been a bump ball, but Sambo will claim the mark, boy out of Northern Territory. Very silky and evasive player, I'm told. Just bouncing off the chest there, was going a little bit too hot. Had an option laterally. Good aerial ability there from Alex Asamani. Just couldn't quite finish off the job. Might get the handball received back, but a good tackle there from Keenan Boy. So I'll throw back up. Slightly forward to centre wing here for the Indigenous Academy. McClelland and Amu yet again. Running past was Farmer. In dispute, centre wing. A little congested at the moment. Lachlan Price laying the tackle there, doing the dirty work. Just the flat 20-minute quarters here for the Academy matchup. He's done well to bring the opposition to ground without allowing it to be a dangerous tackle there. There's Eli Kravich. There's the two big fellas in the ruck, not getting much of a reprieve at the moment. It's taken high in the tackle there. Keenan Boy will be awarded the free kick right in the centre of Tony Sheen Oval. Had a couple options and he just faked out. Fantastic work there in defence from Gontier to the outer side. A little bit of space just starting to open up now at La Trobe University. Multicultural Academy have had the rub of the grass since about the halfway point of the first quarter. They've just only been able to put on the one goal from it though. As Rob Farmer has been busy throughout out of the Claremont Colts. Kicked 9 goals, 5 for the Colts this year. Just sailing over the top of everyone's head. It might just work out for Sonny Smiler if he can run onto the football, which he can, just weaving past a couple. Now with Boy right on the boundary line. I believe it was slightly smothered, and we'll have a boundary throw in. There's Armo and McClellan both on haunches, just trying to catch their breath back. Two big fellas have been heavily involved in nearly every stoppage throughout this second quarter. As on the outer side, Davida Roden, been able to call him a couple times throughout the year for the Calder Cannons. As touch play on was at least maybe just what the player said, trying to get the umpire to give into some verbal affirmation. Just a bit of desperation football here from both sides, trying to surge it forward. The Indigenous Academy. Smiler is lurking around the pack along with Tyrrell. In the end, just a bit of a hack out of the pack, hoping someone can run onto it. Numbers here with the Multicultural Academy. Nice little tap forward there. The direction of Garrison Ken. Had the vision, had the composure. Find the option inside in Tyrrell. Apologies, in Roden. Dangerous kick though, going across the face of goal, allowing the Indigenous Academy to have a shot through Pilot, and he's got it. Lovely finish on the run there from Zenny's Pilot. Spoke about in the first quarter. 25 under 16, half forward All-Australian, Port Adelaide, next generation Academy prospect. Also, as I mentioned before, kicked 9 goals for his South Australian side earlier in the season. So he's produced some highlight moments, kicked some big bags of goals, already at 193 centimetres. A little bit of something out of nothing against the run of play there for the Indigenous Academy, nearing the halfway point of this first term. Almost unopposed there in the ruck. Yeah, for the Indigenous Academy was McClelland, who within a blink of an eye have just got a little bit of momentum going. They might just get another one, but ushering that one over the boundary line will be Hock Mariel. Western Bulldogs next generation Academy prospect. Of course, many of these players are also NGA and play within the Coates Talent League or the surrounding leagues across Australia under pressure. Did well through handed Price. And been able to work it out now with Nathan, just turning it over though. Indigenous Academy, slight bit of a fumble, trying to run onto it there was Tommy Witcham at the bottom of this pack. Just trying to push him out of it. The umpire will throw it up right in front of us here. 9-minute mark, second quarter. The big boys still in the ruck. No reprieve as of yet. I believe it was Kayla Murray for the Indigenous Academy, but I'll have to confirm that with you. There's been a few chopping and changes of the numbers throughout. Slipping through the digits, Lafar Le'i. Trying to burst through now. He'll take the advantage with the Multicultural Academy. Although they didn't have a lot to kick to forward of the ball, just lost his footing. Important one-on-one to be won. Did he quite have possession of the Sharon? As the Multicultural boys are just lurking around this pack, waiting onto the left. Snapping through is Kravich. Or will it be coming back? It won't be. And it's just like that. They've been able to get it towards half forward. Gets past a couple there, has done well. As Lachlan McGlade just gliding through the turf here. La Trobe University. Handball over the top for Thomas O'Brien out of the Gold Coast Academy and the Southport Sharks. Sunny State of Queensland just churning out talent for fun at the moment. Joshua Nathan, who's been involved the last few minutes or so here for the Multicultural Academy, on the tail, applying the pressure, was Pilot. Multicultural Academy able to work it out though. Sonny Smiler came in with a big tackle. Couldn't get it on the first, did get it on the second. Ball hits ground level and just a bit of a grubber across the grass. Hold on ground level from Ways. Just pinging around between both sides at the moment. Good courage and a nice little pirouette there from Archie Devine, who did come off in that first quarter with an apparent injury. Good to see him back out there. There's just another one going out of bounds on the full on this same side of Tony Sheen Oval at La Trobe Uni. Conceding a little bit of ground, going to Rock. The Northern Territory Academy players just dropping the mark though in their defensive 50. Was able to mop up the mess momentarily there. Was Garrison Ken. Right in front of us here, trying to run onto this football, will be Joshua Nathan. Mentioned before, he's been very good here in this second quarter. He was the East Fremantle Shark of the Year last year. Now with Mustafa Dorwish, another one who I've called the Calder Cannons. Called his debut back in round 17. Kicked 3 goals, 1 on debut against the Eastern Rangers, who turned out to be the eventual premiers of the Coates Talent League. Just bounced off the chest, was able to still show some cleanliness on ground level. Went for the big fly over the top, did Lafar Le'i. A little snap around the corner that was slightly deflected. Indigenous Academy looking to repel this ball quickly. Umpire says play on. Very creative handball there from Pilot over the top towards Hayden. Indigenous Academy finding some steam, but they've got all the answers at the moment to the Multicultural lads. They'll bang it in quickly through Ken. Tracking this one on the boundary line, Little. He's going to go across the face. Very dangerous kick. Smart little tap forward there from Jaron Sambo. Not out of trouble yet. Coming over with the big spoil was Dorwish. Ball still in dispute. Roden, one of the players, lurking. Of course, this program's not just about the match-up tonight. It's a year-long program. It's got the monthly online development through all the players. Also got some few AFL and AFLW stars that deliver skill sessions, and it's a fantastic program that does result in these kind of games. As yet again, they're going to go for the switching kick from Murray. Running out of space there, Rob Farmer. The tenacity shown for the Multicultural lads has been prominent here, but yet again, is going to be holding the ball or a free kick, either or either. It's going to the Multicultural Academy. I believe it's Corey Armu. It's a bit hard to tell. Apologies. Player identification a little bit tough tonight. Trying my best. It almost just bounced off one of the players' faces there. Inside forward 50 here for the Multicultural lads. Ball does slip out eventually towards Kravich, being one of the better players so far Fantastic forward craft shown there from Tavita Roden. They can line up pretty much directly in front of the big sticks. You can play in numerous positions. Can Tavita Roden out of the Cannons. He was named in the All-Australian side at under 16 level as a defender, basically straight in front to get one back here for the Multicultural Academy. That's exactly what he does. It's back to a 2-point margin with 5.5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Of course, Tavita Roden, the son of David Roden, who was also a member of the Calder Cannons. Actually won the Morris Medal back in 2001. So another one of those players is Roden, that's father-son eligible with Port Adelaide, but is also a next-generation academy prospect with the Bombers. As we saw in the Futures game, there was a few of those players lurking about. As I mentioned, was able to call Roden a couple of times throughout the year for the Cannons, and very similar traits to the old man. So 2 points in it, 4.5 minutes left here in the first half. Multicultural to the right of your dial in the Black Guernseys. Indigenous to the left. Lachlan Price through hand. Nice chain building. Ken involved. Just lost his footing as he kicked it. A little bit of a sky ball for Dravitsky. Might just like his chances here, and apologies. It was Mustafa Dorwish from 50 metres out. He certainly had the journey, but just missing to the left. So yet again, another point brings it back to a single digit. 3 points, apologies. This goes to the centering ball. Some of their defensive exits just letting them down at the moment. There's Murray with the clearing kick. In dispute on the outer side with Tom Witcham involved. It's going to be a holding free kick coming back to Multicultural Academy. Going to just chip this one around, been dominating the territory for a majority of this contest. Just haven't been able to get too much reward on the scoreboard. As that was Liam. Didn't get the purchase he was after on the kick, allowing the Indigenous Academy. Nice little chipper over the top from Keenan Boy, one of the late ins this evening towards high half forward. Haven't had it down here in some time, and it's not going to last either. Great kick under pressure, finding Price. Been busy here in the second. He's a serious accumulator up now with Kyle Harrison. The Dandenong Stingrays. Kick inside, tough one to read. He's done very well in defence, though, in the end, is Zane Weiss going back with the flight, getting the spoil, and then applying the pressure on ground level with the tackle, not allowing that shot to go through. So throwing back up inside here for the Multicultural Academy. Little hack out of the pack from Pilot. He's already got a goal to his name. 2-6-18 playing 2-3-15. He's well done there, but just absorbing the pressure. Ostrovitsky, bit of a hammer fist forward there from Buller, just outside the goal square. Clearing kick there from Xavier Little, been good in defence. Just haven't been able to get it past this sort of 65-metre region. Boy was dispossessed. Umpire says play on. As eventually the whistle is blown here. Got about 90 seconds left here in the first half. Flat 20-minute quarters. So 1 goal apiece to both sides in the first 2 quarters. Somewhat tricky conditions for the players out there. Corey Amu involved. Goes to the spray and pray on the outer wing. Very clean on ground level there was Levi McClellan. He's also spent some time in the ruck throughout. Kenan Boy just lost the footy. They've managed to work it out here. A little last-ditch effort before the halftime siren. Thomas going for the centering ball towards Smiler. Both players just having a fly. No one could get the mark. Multicultural Academy working it out through Roden. His kick was smothered from Murray. Tracking now his ways. He's been solid in defence. He's been under siege for most of the evening, it feels like. An opportunity to go bang from 50 metres out here for Khalid Al-Suki. What a finish. Right on the halftime siren. Boy out of the Western Jets. Just giving them a bit of a buff, giving them a bit of buffer room coming into this halftime break. Khalid Al-Suki. Spoke about him before. Western Bulldogs NGA had that breakout performance against the Calder Cannons back in round 12. Kicked 4 goals. A lot of those majors were floating around the social media pages due to the degree of difficulty that he was slotting them from. As the halftime siren sounds, Multicultural Academy leading 3-6-24 to the Indigenous Academy, 2-3-15. We'll have a short break before we come back for the second half.
Nice to see you. It's like, yeah, mate, it's your name. Mate is your name.
Half-time here at Latrobe University in Bundoora, the Multicultural Academy with a bit of a buffer coming into the second half. 3-6-24 leading the Indigenous Academy 2-3-15. Thursday night footy under lights here. As this one's going to be thrown up in the middle. Second half underway. Multicultural Academy off to the left of your dial. They're going to win the first clearance as well. Just dropping the mark in the defensive 50 was Sonny Smiler. Was able to mop up the mess. Concede a little bit of ground. Xavier Little there in support. Bouncing ball towards Kyle Harrison. Has done well on ground level. Scripping it in there the direction of Tyrrell. It's a piercing kick inside. Got two hands of the footy. Did most of the job. Just couldn't quite collect it. And we'll throw it up inside forward 50 for the Multicultural Academy. We've been in control for a lot of the contest. Just like Lafar Lee making a move into the ruck. Just a bit of a hack out of the pack there. Sitting under the football for the Multicultural lads will be Garrison Ken. He's been helping out, coaching the world team as well throughout the week. Bouncing ball towards the boundary line for Eli Kravitz. Has already kicked a wonderful goal from a similar spot here at Latrobe University. That's going to be holding the ball against Zach Hately. And the defence holding up through the first minute or so of this second half. Slipping through there with a Farmer. They're able to just continue to press, continue to surge it inside forward 50. And it's going to be Tyrrell to line up. He's been in and around it. He plays at Norwood, of course, in the Sandful. Going at 19 disposals, 4 marks, 4 inside forward 50s. Also kicked 6 goals in his 7 games. Ford Norwood, still only the age of 16, of course, these games. 16 and 18-year-olds. They'll line up. It'll be about a 50-metre kick, 45-degree angles. Tyrrell, he's certainly got a fair chunk of the footy. It's a nice-looking roost. It's just the accuracy that will be the question. This is to the right. Stretching the margin out to 10 points now. Providing a lead there was Farmer. The Indigenous Academy, it's a lovely ball sliding onto the turf. Just couldn't quite finish off the job was Pilot. Tyrrell's lurking yet again. Here is Pilot. Kicked a nice goal. Tyrrell took him in the tackle. Bit of a height, undersized disadvantage. Doesn't bother. Sash and Tyrrell. 2.5 minutes into this second half. The Blue Guernseys to the right of your dial are the Indigenous Academy. They're able to win the tap through Pilot. Nearly got legged. Has done well to get back up there. Gessu. Ball slight forward from Pilot, and plenty of it here for this Academy matchup. There's Golitz doing the defending now for the Multicultural Academy. Yet again, the Dewey condition just coming into play here. In support, streaming pass was McGlade. Now right on the boundary line for Sambo. It looks like the mark's been taken in the pocket. Beautiful work going back to the fly. Tough one to read. It's going to be Jermaine Miller. He's just going to turn around onto the right for their first inside forward 50. The second half has resulted directly in a goal. Miller slots it. And brings it back to a 4-point margin. Jermaine Miller. Another one of the South Australian lads out there. Kicked 4 goals against Vic Metro in their 2024 under-16 campaign. Very dangerous small forward. And as I mentioned, their first forward 50 entry of the half, or of the quarter, has resulted in a goal. So a good result there for the Indigenous Academy. It's going to be Amu contesting the ruck. Up against Pilot. It's been a good battle throughout. Feels as though Amu spent majority of the game in the centre clearance or doing the ruck work. He's also winning the clearance for his side, the Multicultural Academy. Towards high half forward. Smiler's kick was deflected into the back of someone's noggin. Streaming off half-back now, Zachariah Young, another one of the South Australian lads out there out of North Adelaide. Keenan Boy out of the Gippsland Power. Just starting to get a bit of momentum building now the Indigenous Academy. He's trying to claim the mark to no avail, be wrapped up. Umpire will just call that a 50-50 ball. Throw it back up right outside the paint of 50. 25 plays 21 in favour of the Multicultural Academy. And just bursting through with some serious pace is Khalid Al-Suki. He's had some nice moments throughout this game. Callum Murray's going to lurk around it, waiting for that handball received. The ball does slip out in favour the Multicultural Academy. Garrison Ken coming up for another disposal. Just a little bit too much on the kick. That'll be intercepted to Sonny Smiler. The player just losing their footing. Chipping this one around now for the Indigenous Academy. Putting his head over the football. Can see why he's wearing the helmet. I believe it was Thomas O'Brien there doing the defending. Pilot just came swooping in over the top, but Al-Suki will win the clearance out. Dangerous handball over the top in the Buller direction. Just running towards the boundary line is Gontier. Asking for the free kick to no avail. Indigenous Academy pressing at the moment. Right back in the middle of La Trobe University here in Bundoora. As Pilot ensuring that ball's going to stay locked in, and we'll throw it up. So 25 plays 21. Flat 20-minute quarters, 6.5 minutes into the third. And big fella doing everything out of the ruck. Zenny's Pilot. He's already been spoken about as one of the top prospects for years to come. Floating ball over the top is a good one, finding Jaron Sembo. And this will give the lead back to the Indigenous Academy, even with most of the play for the majority of this game felt as though it's been in the forward half of the ground for the Multicultural lads. 3 goals, 7 is you can see on the scoreboard. You've got to take your chances when they arise. Sambo will line up. 40-metre kick, 45-degree angle. Out of the Northern Territory, was part of their under-16 Coach Talent League campaign throughout the year. Might just fall a little bit short to the top of the square. Goes to the soccer from mid-air. That would have been some kind of goal. Bit of Daniel Wells about that goal. It would have been. And spinning his way out of trouble. Right on the boundary line is Roden. Winning the football out somehow. Al-Suki, he's done so throughout. Relieving mark and a bit of run and dash, bit of burst. Al-Suki yet again, just that gut running to get to the next handball receive. They're trying to capitalise through the corridor now. Going back with the flight. Toby Lamb. Just putting himself under pressure. Was the kick slightly touched? Going to claim the mark for the Indigenous Academy through Elijah Williams. Defender out of Western Australia. Went for the quick wheel and go. So, but to just keep this one in is Asamani. It's a smart little deft touch there for the Multicultural lads. Tavita Roden takes the immediate bounce. Fantastic kick. You can hear a few people in the crowd very impressed with that. Zach Haitley couldn't hold on to the mark and finish off the jump though, could Kravich. And within a blink of an eye, the Indigenous Academy taking the mark just outside the centre circle. Well done going back with the flight. Getting the spoil there was O'Brien. Keenan Boy though at the fall of the ball with a picture-perfect kick into the pocket. Just couldn't finish it off the job that could Sambo taking the mark. It's on ground level. He's got a bit of time to size up the handball. In the end, he was just pushed out of it. Little snap there from Keenan Boy right on the boundary line. It's going to go all the way across the face of goal. And as they say in the classics, not a bad result for them because it will stay inside their own forward 50. 9 minutes played, third term. So inside forward 50 for the Indigenous Academy. They've got the only goal so far here of this second half. Good chase down tackle from Garrison Ken. Will he be rewarded? Not to be. So rinse and repeat. Throw it back up. Let the big fellas go at it. As Multicultural through the outer side, working it out through Mustafa Dorwish, has had plenty of the football. Bit of a bouncing one to his teammate, couldn't quite garner possession. Eventually does slip out there towards Harrison, who weaved through traffic just enough to find a handball out. They've scooped it out the back of the pack. Still in dispute. Indigenous Academy have done well to not get them any further up the ground here at La Trobe University. Just keep the ball in their forward half of the ground. Try to continue to peg this margin back. Taken straight away, then tackle there from Gasu. Winning the tap on this occasion, Levi McClelland, who spent majority of the first quarter in the ruck and then it's been a bit of chopping and changing since. It feels as though Amu's done majority of it for the Multicultural Academy, just going through hand at the moment on the outer side. Big fella showing some good work on ground level. Taking the mark here, Alex Asamani. Geelong Falcons and St. Joey's boy. Good stock down there. Looks as though the mark's been nearly taken. It was a bit of a bump ball and taken straight away, so we'll throw it back up. Yet another stoppage. Inside forward 50 here for the Indigenous Academy. Easily winning the tap and getting the clearing kick. Come straight back in though, just those little hack kicks out of the pack, not quite working for them. So just goes the big roost of the footy into the pocket. Andy Gasu. Just showing him a bit of the football through hand. Boy applying the pressure. They've been able to work it out at least just outside the defensive 50. Good pressure applied from Zane Ways, who's been solid in defence, trying to get the handball over the top. And there did Tyrrell. In front of the interchange here. The confusion on the rotation system there. Reeling this one in is Roden. Certainly got to be a bit of high contact. Callum Murray giving that one away. Look, might just be a stoppage. Umpire's view was slightly impeded. As McClelland and Amu. Boundary line wins out yet again. 7.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Just the one major so far. Slightly forward to centre wing here for the Indigenous Academy, to the right of your dial in the Blue Guernsey. He's a little bit tough to tell, so apologies if I've been calling some of the names wrong on the other side. Very difficult to tell. Amu, McClelland, pretty even contest in the ruck. Tom Witcham was there to rove the ball. He lost the footy, and then Tyrrell just sent it forward. Well done, getting the spoil from the back of the pack. I believe it might have been Young involved there. Keenan Boyd goes to a one-on-one to the top of the 50. And running onto the football will be Lachlan McGlay. Can size it up to give him back the lead and misses to the near side. So 3-4-22 now at the Indigenous Academy. Doesn't seem as though there's too much wind about or a favourable scoring end, but they've certainly had a run of the green here in the third term. The Multicultural Academy just peg it back a touch towards the latter stage. Kobe Lamb on the outer side. In defence, just couldn't quite hold on the mark of Thomas, just bounced off the big barrelling chest, but he backs it up on ground level, sends him towards high half forward. He's nearly able to hold on to an acrobatic mark there, Sambo, but it was good pressure applied from the back. So I'll throw it up. 65-70 from home. 3 points in it, 6 minutes left in the third. The Flying Boomerangs of World Team already contested a match a couple of days ago. World Team winning that one by 8 points, I believe it was, here at La Trobe Uni, which many of these boys featured in last year. We also had the Girls Academy for the first ever time earlier in the season during the Kings' birthday long weekend. Their first ever match in the girls' competition between these two sides. So a wonderful week to be a part of. It's great to see the boys out here getting in on the action as well. There's not a lot in it in the dying stages of this third quarter, just a few repeat stoppages on the outer side. There's McClelland in the ruck. Bit of a shallow throw in, and bursting away is Lafala Lee. Yet again, just can't quite find a target. Touch under 5 minutes remaining here in the third. Lafala Lee up against McClelland. Pretty even contest from the two in the ruck. It's been hard to pick a winner throughout the day. I believe it was Ken just burrowing his way through the pack. There's the Multicultural Academy. Goes to the centering ball under pressure. I believe touch play on was the call, so the mark wouldn't have been paid there towards Roden. As the ball just slips out. Callum Murray lurking at the bottom of the pack, though, for the Indigenous Academy. Tom Witcham of the Giants Academy. Got a very high work rate and a good left foot, I'm told. There's Tommy Witcham. So a few repeat stoppages. Can anyone burst away and get something going towards the latter stage of this quarter? Will the deadlock stalemate continue? Fantastic work there from Thomas. It's a good moments throughout. Indigenous Academy feels like they're moments away from really breaking this game open. From 50 metres out, can Pilot land it? Yes, he can. There's the finish. One step from 50. No troubles. Zimi's Pilot. It's his second. Indigenous Academy back up by 3 points. Certainly one to watch. Zimi's Pilot also was just awarded the Jack Collins and Alan Schwab Memorial Education Assistance Award. So he's not just doing some good work on the field, but also off the field. Fantastic achievement there for the young man, the under-16 All-Australian half-forward. Port Adelaide NGA prospect. And he's shown today he can do a little bit of everything. He's been good in the ruck contest. He's shown some cleanliness on ground level and has also shown a strong ability to finish in front of the big sticks. As the Indigenous Academy with a few minutes left here in the third, where he take the lead. Weaving around trying to find an option was Williams. Eventually did get the kick away when he found out which way it was going. This little centering chip kick. Nearly Fogasu just falling to the ground somehow, getting that kick away. That is fantastic effort. Falling to the ground under pressure, but still able to find a target. Lining up for a goal will be Jermaine Miller. Got them going here in the first half, Tid Miller. Second half, apologies. As I mentioned, had a nice bag of 4 against Vic Metro in their under-16 campaign last year. It's a lovely strike of the footy, just straight over the goal umpire's hat. And within a couple of minutes, Indigenous Academy go bang bang. Yet to score so far in the second half of the Multicultural lads. Well, at least he had to score a goal. Might have just had the 1 point, but nonetheless, it's a bit of a reward on the scoreboard for their efforts here this quarter. They've been the better side, the Indigenous Academy here in the third. And starting to reap the rewards. It's a great acrobatic setup kick. Finishing off the job as Miller had the Pilot goal moments ago. Miller's second for the term. Entertaining clash continues. Minute and change left here in the third. 9 points the margin. Good bit of desperation football there from Gasu. So slightly forward or just outside the paint of 50 here for the Indigenous Academy. Armu and McClelland in the ruck. Taran Armu. Corey Armu. Must be remembering his brother and the Dandenong Stingrays. What a solid campaign within the Coach Sale League throughout the year. Kyle Harrison, another one of those Stingrays players out there, and a Vic Country rep at under 16 level last year for the last ditch effort to get a goal right before the siren, and they might just through the likes of Grayson Lafala-Le'i. Beautiful finish as the seconds tick down. We're able to just peg one back and come into this three-quarter time break with a bit more momentum, a bit more pep in their step. was a lovely finish. Didn't have a hell of a lot of time to get that kick away under pressure. Almost just threw it down to the boot and let the Sharon go to work. It's the end of the third quarter. 4:7:31 are the Multicultural Academy trailing the Indigenous Academy 5-4-34. We'll have a short break. Don't go anywhere because this one's going right down to the wire.
Brothers on three! 1, 2, 3, brothers! Hold it up for 3 minutes and then done. Look at it and then forget. Aussie on three! Aussie on three!
"20 minutes to go here at La Trobe University, and we've got a fantastic game on the cards. Multicultural Academy 4-7-31, trailing the Indigenous Academy 5-4-34. It was all the boys in blue, the Indigenous Academy there in that third quarter. They kicked the first 3 goals. Nice one on the run from Zemi's Pilot, about 50 metres out. A couple to Jermaine Miller. Then with about 20 seconds left, it was Grayson Lafar-Lee. Kicked a nice one, about 35, 40 metres out on the run. Nice little snap just to peg it back to 3 points after the Multicultural Academy had been leading for most of the contest. They'll be going to the right of your dial here in this last quarter. Indigenous Academy and the Blue Guernseys will be going to the left, of course, here at La Trobe University in Bundoora. Joined alongside myself, Austin Kruger, here for the Toyota AFL Indigenous and Multicultural Academies. It's a wonderful program, boys and girls, some of the best talent comprised from NGA eligible backgrounds, aged 16 to 18 years, should I say. Many of the players feature within the talent pathway programs across the country, such as the Coates League, Northern Footy League under 18s, the Sample, the Waffle Colts, Standard Tassie, you name it. Boys been playing there. And the under 16 Flying Boomerangs and World Team earlier in the week as well. It's a fair roost of the footy towards the top of the goal square and reels it in with a one hand. Cool, calm and collected for Eli Kravich. He needs 2 hands. His name's Eli Kravich. He got him going with a lovely set shot in the first term to regain the lead in the opening minute of this last quarter. Kravich comes in, slight angle, pretty much straight in front, makes no mistake. He's got a couple on the hot start right out of the centre clearance. Spoke about him before, as called him a couple times throughout the Herald Sun Shield this year. It was probably the shining light for them in their defeat to Rowville Secondary, in which Baxter Struck was awarded best on ground honours, but Kravich was just clearly one of the standout players on that game. As I said, a Collingwood NGA prospect. Reels him in with the one hand with ease. 5-7-37, plays 5-4-34, so a good opening 60 seconds here for the Multicultural lads, and they don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. They'll go for a bit of a grubber across the grass inside forward 50. He's conceding a lot of ground there. It was little, trying to find Murray on the outer side, which they do. He's got some nice pace, does Murray. He's maybe just trying to slow things down a touch. He's chipping this one around on the outer side. Flat 20-minute quarters. Multicultural have led for most of the game. The kids go with 30 seconds to go in the third. Now in the opening 30 seconds of the fourth. A little bit of a high contact free kick going the way of the Indigenous Academy. I believe it's going to be Lachlan McGlade out of Western Australia on the outer side. Inside forward 50 goes, doing the defending Harrison. All right, to just keep this one in. Absorbing a lot of contact there. Laying the tackle was Marielle. So a big contest to be won here in the ruck. Armu does win the tap out and just streaming past with that fantastic pace is Al Suki, who's seen it on display on several occasions throughout tonight's proceedings. Lafar-Lee couldn't quite reel that one in, so we'll throw it up. Basically, true centre wing out of side. Great opportunity for these players to showcase their talents on the big stage. The girls' game was decided by 5 points in favour of the Multicultural Academy. We're hoping for a similar, and it's looking like a similar results here for the boys' matchup. Somehow scooped that out towards Garrison Ken. He was dispossessed. Good pressure applied from Farmer. Multicultural able to work out of defence. Have had the answers for most of the evening. 2 bites of the cherry, but holds on to the mark. Doesn't have a lot of options laterally, so might have to go for the old LDL. Well done to just chip that one. It was a bouncing ball. Showing the footy there was Tavita Roden. Dravitsky down the line. Both players with the chunk of the footy front positioning should be called the mark and will so. Oh, it's going to be coming back to the Indigenous Academy, so Lachlan Price will not be paid the mark, as you can hear some of the U's and R's on the interchange. Jacob Bailey down the line. Maybe some front-on contact, surely. Some front-on contact. Lachlan McGlade. Been good today, as Lockie McGlade out of Western Australia. That is just a picture-perfect kick. Doesn't get any better than that. And a small little window. Find the option inside forward 50. It's going to be this man yet again, Jermaine Miller. He's having some kind of evening. 7 goals in his under-16 2024 campaign in just the 3 matches. He'll be right behind this kick. The seesawing affair continues. It starts left and it's just going to wobble through. Did anyone get a hand on it? Oh, a nervous wait from all here at La Trobe Uni, but it was just touched. A bit of a dramatic last quarter. Already in progress. There's been some... That one's going to be out of bounds on the full, allowing the Indigenous Academy to keep it in a very threatening zone of the ground here. Go for this centering ball on the lead, nearly, for Murray. Harrison with the handball receive. Trying to put it forward of the ball in the direction there of Tyrrell. Had a very busy first half. Haven't seen too much of him in the third. Been good in the fourth. Through hand, bit of a hospital pass there to Thomas. Was able to weave through just enough. Bit of a dinky dribbler on the outer side. Umpire just letting this one go, allowing the rugby scrum to ensue. I believe it was Murray with a clearing kick. Kept his footing, just couldn't quite hold on to the mark in the end. Weaving through traffic now, Asamani. He was dealt with after he disposed of the footy. As the ball's just staying in play. Doing some good defending was O'Brien. There was a bit of a flying ping from 45 metres out on the boundary. What a finish. I think it was Pilot again. Pilot just landed another one here for the Indigenous Academy. They go back up by 4 points. Pilot showing why he's already been spoken about. The upcoming draft classes, of course, not this year, of course, but in years to come. So back in the middle, can the Multicultural Academy respond here at La Trobe University? Over the shoulder handball there from Roden. Lost his footing, landed right in the lap. Not going to be paid the mark, though. Thought he'd nearly done enough there. And Jez Buller. The Tassie Devils and Launceston. Great to see some players already signing with the Tassie Devils throughout the week. As the Indigenous Academy, when push comes to shove here in the last quarter, just starting to win a bit of the football, but Garrison Ken. Pressure applied there from Keenan Boyd. Ken wins it out there in the direction of Harrison. Now to O'Brien in a white helmet, being solid in defence off half back. Just assessing the option, eventually going to concede a little bit of ground in the Williams direction. Sending them forward now, Tommy Witcham. Garrison Ken with the ball over the top, now ground level. Apologies, it was the ball over the top from Liam, and it was Ken on ground level. Here is Liam out of the Greater Western Victorian Rebels, who made it into yet another preliminary final here in 2025 in the Coast Talent League season. Roden tried to claim the mark, but it's going to be out of bounds on the full. Jacob Bailey. Bring the Indigenous Academy lads back into play, leading by 4 points, nearing the halfway stage of this last quarter. He's going to come back onto his line. There's plenty of noise in front of us here. He's going to go for the inboard kick. There's a nice little chipper. Here to find Zane Ways of the Western Jets. Conceding to Zachariah Young. The switch is on now for the Indigenous Academy. Well done. On the bump ball from Archie Devine, who went down with an apparent injury in the first quarter, but he's been prominent and back up and running since. Yet again showing some slick work was Elijah Williams, collecting that one off the grass. Good one-on-one contest, the defending done, the Multicultural Academy, the likes of James Goelitz. Out of the Narry North Foxes, been some good talent come out of that football club in recent years, the Narry North Foxes. Lily Britton, who was awarded the best on ground for the Indigenous Academy in the girls matchup out of that football club. Also a Melbourne NGA prospect. We'll shift our attention back to the lads. Just outside the paint of 50 here for the Indigenous Academy. Does it look to be potentially Callum Murray there with the searing ball towards the top of the square. O'Brien doing the defending as he's done so all night. Putting his head over it. Was pushed out of it. Nearly has done just enough. The accidental soccer off the turf. He's just waiting till he collects that football, so Price was able to scoop it back up towards Harrison. Well read in the air, taking the mark now, Zach Haitley. Nearing the halfway point of this last quarter, Multicultural Academy trying to get back on top here. Lost his footing, but as you may have heard on the interchange, good talk between the two, showing a bit of communication on who should go and collect this Sharon, as it's just trickled out right in front of the Multicultural Academy interchange. As the boys throughout the year have been able to have some online football master classes from the likes of North Smith winners Bobby Hill and Jason Johannesson. Of course, in the AFLW perspective, as Amu, little snap around the corner towards inside forward 50, couldn't quite. Well done there from Rodham, getting the spoil, landed right back to him. They also had Darcy Vesio and two-time premiership player Danielle Ponta deliver some master classes to the players that we're certainly seeing on display this evening. So just outside the paint of 50 now for the Multicultural Academy. Al-Suki was potentially held, or was he legged? Pick your poison. Either way, it's a free kick. Coming back to Khalid Al-Suki, the live wire Western Jets prospect, centering ball towards the teeth of the square. Just a strong, solid one-on-one contest. At the fall of the ball was Tyrrell on the left, snaps it through, and they're back in front. The tune of 2 points. Another one of those South Australian prospects to be watching. Here's Tyrrell. Of course, they dominated the under-18 campaign this year, did the South Australians. A fair chunk of representation within the Futures game and within this Multicultural and Indigenous Academy. Great to see what the South Australians are doing with their programs over there. The Crow Eaters, of course. 8 minutes to go. 2 points in it. 6-7-43 play, 6-5-41. The last goal there just coming off the boot of Tyrrell of the Multicultural Academy. Austin Kruger here live on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel. Nice little hop out of the ruck, but went directly to the opponent there. Lucky not to give away a 50-metre penalty there. Lachlan Price. Into the pocket he goes, and unopposed, inside forward 50. It's going to be Tavita Roden. And a 50-metre penalty, so that might just be enough. I mean, there's plenty of time left, but can't be giving away 50-metre penalties. And Roden just going to waltz into the goal square and bang another one through when they're scoring. They're scoring in quick succession for both sides, really. That gives them a nice buffer with only 7 minutes left on the clock. I'm not 100% sure what the 50 was for, potentially an encroachment on the mark. Not too hard to give them away these days. Yeah, there's definitely still enough time left, but the Multicultural Academy can get another centre clearance, get another quick goal. It might just be the shoulder slumper that they're after. Nonetheless, it's been a fantastic display of talent between the both of the sides. Trying to win the centre clearance now. It's going to be ever important. Rob Farmer involved, scooping it up in the direction of Archie Devine. Was able to get it on the second attempt. Bit of a wobbler inside forward 50. Almost just bounced right off the face. A lot of players in and around it. Bouncing ball towards the Bandulai Multicultural Academy, trying to work it out through hand. Umpires found a whistle, and which way is it going? It's going the way of the Multicultural Academy. So, a relieving free kick in the left back pocket. It's gone directly to Sonny Smiler. Fantastic talent is Sonny Smiler out of the Northern Territory. As he's footy for the Wanderers, also for the Eagles, plays under 18 and senior level already as this 16-year-old. As Devine with a nice clearance inside, putting his body on the line, somehow taking the mark, kept his footing. Amongst a big pack of players and some big bodies was Jermaine Miller. Central District player out of South Australia, the live wire small forward, who's been the shining light and has kept them in the contest really throughout. Got a couple in the third quarter. Miller lines up. Bring it back to a 2-point ball game. He slots it. Was always going through. Miller's got yet another. It's back to 2 points within a blink of an eye, under 5 minutes remaining. Couldn't ask for a better showcase for this fantastic game and these programs. Took a little bit for the boys to warm up, along with myself in commentary, in these cold Melbourne evening, dewy conditions. Luckily the rain has withheld throughout the game, but has just been tinkering in and out. So, 4 minutes and change left. The way they've been scoring here in the second half, you reckon there's still a few more goals left? Deflected, well done, Kyle Harrison. He's had some defensive moments that have been something to behold throughout. Just kicked it directly to the opponent, though. I believe it was Zachariah Young taking the interception, not wasting any time through the centre of La Trobe University here in Bundoora. Nearly applying the pressure for the score was Mustafa Dorwish. He might have applied enough pressure just to force that kick to go slightly askew, allowing the interception. Got a couple of options laterally, and that's where he goes. There's Teth out of the Rebels, over the top to Price of the Swans Academy. A serious accumulator of the football, as we've seen throughout. Another chipper, finding Garrison Ken, who can play as a lockdown defender, plays the interceptor as the run and dash. And almost playing as a swingman as well. Got the kick towards half forward. Bit of a hold from both players. We've got to play it down as well. And Zachariah Young just potentially a bit of a cramp. Hopefully all the best. 3 minutes and change left. Multicultural Academy leading by 2 points. Young still on the ground level. Haitley hoping for the best with the snap inside forward 50. And it might just work out. Bit of a fumble in defence. He's just gotten a slight digit on the kick and slapping it through the goals is Roden yet again. It's his second in the goal square just in this last quarter. You do have to feel that there's at least one more goal or maybe two left in this game. As I said, they've just been scoring at will here in the second half. Roden's had several throughout. Last one a 50-metre penalty. That one just some good forward 50 pressure. The Multicultural Academy starting off half back with the likes of Ken and Liam. And a good response after it felt as though towards the end of last quarter and stages throughout the Indigenous Academy might come home with a wet sail, as Kayla Murray's just made a move onto the interchange here. One of the top prospects out of the Brizzy Academy to watch out for. He was the under-16 All-Australian MVP, played in the Futures match. Back in the middle, 2 minutes left. 2 goals the Indigenous Academy would need to steal victory. So you'd think the Multicultural lads have done enough, but never say never. Bit of a handball scoop at the bottom of the congestion. You can hear the coaches yelling now, ball security. Hold it in. No point taking any risks. Even if you do give away a free kick, it'll allow the defenders some time to get up and set up behind the ball. A couple of repeat stoppages will be favourable from a multicultural perspective. These valuable seconds continue to tick down. Just another one of the coaches. Surely not another goal here for the young small forward. Is it gone all the way? I believe it's just hit the woodwork at the last second there from Roden. That would have been an almighty finish. He's having an almighty performance. I believe there's going to be a best on ground awarded to playing from both sides. Tommy Witcham here in the left back pocket here at La Trobe University. Moving it on now to Little. Got to hope for the best with the big spray and pray. Amu, strong hands. The big fella clunking them nicely. That might just be a game, set, match with that mark. Corey Amu. Sent it long inside forward 50. Thought he'd done enough there to claim the mark, and it was almost just stolen from his hands. Zach Haitley. The sneaky Zach Haitley. So it's thrown back up, left back pocket here for the Indigenous Academy, trying to get it out of trouble. Murray just snapping that one over the shoulder. Front positioning there from Kyle Harrison. He's had some good moments to be taken high. Free kick. An opportunity for him to have a shot pretty much on the siren. He's going to pass it off instead to the pocket. It'll be marked just before the siren. Nonetheless, it's going to be a victory for the Multicultural Academy, but still an opportunity for Tyrrell to line up here at the pocket for a bit of sauce on the sausage, if you will, bit of icing on top of the cake. If anyone could pull off this set shot, it would be Tyrrell. Kicked a nice left foot snap earlier in the term. Been dominating for Norwood in the Sandful. Tyrrell, 40 metres out. It's on the left. The set shot from the boundary. Tell you what, it looks all right. Oh, they were celebrating, but the goal umpire says that's just going to be a minor score. Just call it a goal. Come on, bit of theatre. Nonetheless, a fantastic game of football. 8-9-57, the Multicultural Academy defeating the Indigenous Academy 7-5-47. Wonderful display and a showcase of talent from some of the best all across the country. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast this evening here on the AFL Play YouTube channel. And we'll see you next time.
This is Andrew's mum. Rocky's mum. You meet a lot of people, though, so I have to remember them all.